It was the second meeting of the surfactant group, and you have already heard the story of this surfactant, and you have learned and heard that Henry was the important clinical partner in this trio of Bank Robertson, late Bank Robertson, Tora, and Henry. He designed the first international trial, which was the first trial ever shown that surfactant was highly effective, rescuing the baby's life and reducing acute morbidity and also chronic morbidity. So this was something, it was a revolutionary time which had changed neonatal medicine at all, because this was the first properly done trial, and it had a huge influence on further development in neonatology. You see, if I get excited, I talk too much, so and you have heard that this is a powerful drug. And the important part for me was, besides being integrated in this group, Henry warm-heartedly welcomed me. He was such easy to me, and he helped me to be in this collaborative European group from the beginning on. And I can admit that this meeting has definitely changed my life, and in many ways, my personal life, my professional life. Henry was my academic mentor. Whenever I needed advice, I talked to him, and this is up to the last few days before he phoned me at night, and we were saying farewell. And what I was going to say, that most importantly, I realized he became a very good friend over 35 years. I will not go into details of Henry's tremendous contributions to neonatal medicine. Tora and Ulla have referred to it. And his scientific curriculum vitae is really outstanding and exceptional. As Jane Pillow, Australia, responded to the message that Henry had died, Henry is an outstanding pioneering giant in neonatology, yet a man so gentle and humble. And this is definitely true. Moreover, Henry was an unpretentious, modest, most generous, and very humorous man, and an exceptionally dedicated and empathic neonatologist. I remember vividly that after a whole night at the NICU, he jumped into a plane, gave a couple of hours later a lecture at an international congress. He returned home and started again with the clinical duty. And this happened quite often. Some years ago, the married couples Kurstedt, Halliday and Spear, went to a private gathering into a restaurant in Port Ballantrae. And a waitress came up, smiling, and she looked into Henry's eyes. "Professor Halliday, you won't recognize me anymore," she said. I'm the mother of the quintuplets, 28 weekers, and they are now 20 years old. And Henry said, of course, I remember. How are they doing?" And she replied, "All 5 are at university, and that's the reason I have to work a little bit, some extra money." Henry was really so popular and so well known, and already 20 years ago he was selected by his peers as one of the best doctors in the UK, reflecting his professional skills, his working capacity and empathy. And I think I admire Henry for other qualities, his energy, his strength and self-discipline. He was always willing to take an extra work, never complained, even when his long-lasting disease reduced his radius of activity. And he was suffering pain, he never complained. He worked as an editor-in-chief of the International Journal of Neonatology, and even few days before he died, he was working on the last manuscript. A friend of mine sent me a message saying, "This can't be true, you have sent me that Henry has died. I just received a message that my paper was accepted." It was Henry. And Henry has received a lot of honorary positions and awards through his impressive career. And only half a year ago, and this was mentioned by Brian today in his speech, he was awarded the highest honor of the Royal College of Pediatrics and Child Health for outstanding contribution in child health the James Spence Medal. And there has never been a medal winner from Northern Ireland. However, his international profile and the awards, his achievements, have not changed his modest and gentle personality. Although Henry spent a large proportion of his life, Ola was referring to this, of his active professional life circulating in airplanes around the world and the planet, he remained faithful to his Irish roots, his lovely and growing family, his wife Marjorie, who took so well care of him, his 3 children, who all followed him into medicine, and similarly important to his many international friends. As David Edwards London wrote, he was a great man and admired and loved by all who knew him and respected by those who knew him only through his work. Henry, we will miss you.